Hey there, crypto traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Also home to the best crypto community. Today is Tuesday, December 10th. Hope you're well. In this video, we're going to be taking a look into the Algorand price chart. We do have the first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross lining up. I mentioned this in a previous video, and I wanted to do an update because a lot of people are asking me where to go from here. We had a pretty big pullback in the market, but it wasn't just algo, it was across the whole sector. Had to do with Microsoft shareholders voting against a Bitcoin reserve. So we'll discuss all of that and more. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future content. And full disclosure, I do own algo in my portfolio. And this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. So as you can see, we were pulling back across the whole sector. Bitcoin double bottomed at 94, so stopped the bleeding there, and that bode well for alts going into the end of the day here. And if we take a look at XRP's absolutely been flying. There was some news that Ripple is set to launch RLUSD. They got the final approval, so that was certainly helping the altcoin market at the moment. But we were due for a cool off, right? I don't think there's any major red flags here whatsoever. I think we were just technically due for a pullback. Nothing goes in a straight line forever. So a lot of people are asking me, is this the end of the run for algo? I don't think so. We also hit the 200 weekly moving average, had a huge upper wick and closed pretty far below it. So that was a red flag that we could potentially see weekly consolidation. And a lot of names started weekly consolidation, and that increases the odds that other names who haven't done so already will likely do so. And as you can see, we had a massive move right on algo, massive volume, but just in a few weeks in terms of, actually we'll go from just the candle here, November 4th. And if we see how high we ran almost 500%. So the rule of thumb is if you run 100, 200%, you need to expect a 10, 20% pullback. If you run 300, 400%, you need to expect a 30, 40% pullback. Well, we ran over that and we pulled back over 40%. So that makes a ton of sense, right? This is healthy in my opinion. We haven't even back tested EMA 12 yet on the weekly time frame, and that's sitting at 28 cents. We hit the low here at 34 cents. So in order to confirm that this is our weekly high or low, we need to confirm a daily uptrend ASAP to be confident that the weekly high or low is set. And for that to happen, we would need to start the bounce, form a higher low, and then a higher high. So we still need the bounce, we still need the higher low, and then the higher high, right, compared to that high. So we got some work to do, at least 3 or 4 days before we confirm a daily uptrend, but everything is trending in the right direction. And as the thumbnail suggests, we are gearing up for the first ever monthly EMA, so exponential moving average bull cross. You can see the shorter term time frame here. The 12 period is below the longer term period, which is the 26 period. And just for an example, if we bring up Bitcoin, the last time it had a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, the price shot up drastically. And keep in mind that this is Bitcoin, so it's not going to see as much of a return, but it still went up 230% after the bull cross, right? If we just get rid of some of this noise here, and you see the bull cross occurred right there, so we still saw another 250+% from that. So imagine what alts could do from a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, the first in history. You might be able to see another 500 to 1,000%, right? 5 to 10x. Look what happened on Bitcoin, the first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. After that happened, we ran about just a cool 6,000%. So I think we're going to be heading into alt season here a lot sooner than many think. I think we're literally weeks away. And I think Bitcoin's going to be topping out very, very soon. This whole Bitcoin not getting approved by Microsoft shareholders. It wasn't approved by the board. They voted against it. I agree. Like, who's going to put money into Bitcoin on, like, especially a company like Microsoft? I get it. Maybe it's only like 2% or whatever of their holdings and their cash reserves. But, it's so sketchy, right? Like Bitcoin, we don't even know who created it. Can you imagine a company like Microsoft wanting to put money behind something that they don't know who the creator was? I argue that they probably do. They just haven't made it available to the entire world. But Bitcoin also at all-time highs. Like, why would you want to add it now? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'd want to wait and add it a little bit later on. I don't know the exact details, if it was like, oh, we'll approve it, but, can we buy it at a later date? I don't know if it had to be done right this second, but I think that was a wise move. Again, what if it was North Korea that created Bitcoin? We don't know, or somebody worse than that. So this is, in my opinion, a good move and a little bit of a topping indicator. I'm a little I'm a little concerned about this, right? All these companies looking to add, we're getting the Microsoft, we're getting the Amazon, we're getting the Apples are going to be adding it to their reserves next. Well, remember what happened in 2021 on the top of that bull market and euphoric blow off top. It was Elon Musk shilling it. Right now we have Microsoft and all these other big tech conglomerates that are shilling it, and that's the narrative right now. So I don't think Bitcoin has that much more upside to go before a prolonged bear market. I think 110, 120 is more likely, and then maybe 140K. Not seeing much more than that this cycle. I think that alt season is already upon us. Like we can sit, it's evident in the chart, right? Algo ran almost 500%. If we take a look at HBAR, it actually had a partnership with SpaceX. It ran the most. It was actually an absolute rocket ship, no pun intended. But if we go from the low there to the high on this move, just in a few months, it went up almost 900%. And again, that's just a 10x, right? Almost a 10x. I think, Hedera and some of these altcoins, especially utility coins, have the opportunity and the potential to go 50x to 100x this cycle, right? And I just posted a video as well. If you haven't seen this, you can go to my page, click on videos, and I talk about which coins have utility and how this is going to be the utility bull run. I think it'll be like a utility alt season mini bull run, but I think that ultimately the next cycle will be full-blown utility driven, and it'll last majority of the cycle. But I think we're going to see a glimpse of it into this alt season. And I talk about the real world use cases. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. But overall, nice rebound here off of the low. Something I wanted to mention as well is TOTAL3, the market cap of crypto, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, is still a weekly bull flag. And if we take the measured move here to say about 1.9 trillion, which is about double than where we are now, actually we just pulled back to 930 billion. So if we take a look at that move, that's over 100% from that pullback. So it's a weekly bull flag intact at the moment. We held a 0.382 fib. This is looking fantastic. Algo did have a stochastic bear cross, but it hasn't followed through yet. So we'll see if bulls can defend that. And we're still well above the 10-week moving average. It's going parabolic, also like a rocket ship, and super bullish here on the MACD. And we just had a 50 and a 100 weekly moving average bull cross. We're set to potentially see the first ever 50 and 200 weekly moving average bull cross, but that's probably a ways out yet. It's probably at least, I would say, a month or two out before we see that. They're very, very far away from seeing that cross. So kind of wrap it up. Also, we had a daily golden cross as well, so we're seeing the upside as a result of that. But we do have support there at the 50-day moving average, just under 25 cents at 24.2 cents. I wouldn't think we're going to get there. Honestly, most important chart for me right now is TOTAL3. As long as we hold, call it the low there at 930 billion, I think this is still a weekly bull flag. And if we confirm it by a break of 1.16 trillion, we're going to see an absolute explosion of the altcoin market. So exciting times. Like I said, we'll be watching Algo as well to see over the coming month or two if we can see the monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. So again, just to show that on the monthly time frame here, we are not far away at all. We are sitting at EMA 12 at 23.5 cents and EMA 26 is at 26.6 cents. So about 3 pennies away before we see that cross. And generally after it crosses, there's usually a ton of upside remaining. All right, going into there, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.